So you,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. As you all know, that we are dealing with the paper Research and Publication Ethics. All lectures have already been recorded by me, and they have been uploaded on the YouTube channel. Who have not attended any kind of the class or have been admitted late in this program, for them it is advisable and it is feasible for you all that you can listen and watch that video along with the audio so that we can update ourselves with these lectures. How many lectures have been delivered? Near about 23, 24 audio video lectures have been recorded, and these are available in the playlist. And the link of the playlist has already been shared by me with you all through the Google Classroom. With these words, I again welcome you all in this class. And today's topic is dealing with misconduct, and it is going on. I hope it is a third lecture under this heading. In the previous lectures, we have delivered or shared or elaborated the guidelines or the principles which were given by the Committee on Publication Ethics, COPE. As you all know, my name is Dr. Surendra Singh. Some of the students are new, some of the scholars are new. That's why I'm sharing my introduction with you all. And I'm teaching the subject Research and Publication Ethics from the yester session in 2021 and 21-22, working as professor and has been designated as professor and chairperson in the Department of Commerce. And the information which is given by me at the end of this slide, sskundu@cdlu.ac.in, and the link of the YouTube channel is given at the below of the slide. After all, I hope you will be able to understand my dialect, my sentences, pronunciation, and other words. If any kind of the problem you will face, please share, unmute your mic, and you can convey and you can create the query in between also. With these words, I welcome you again. And now, as you all know, we were discussing about these COP guidelines as I have shared with you all. These are the guidelines which we have elaborated with you. And this document is available in the Google Classroom under the heading of the material. And today we will discuss the principles COP WEM. COP is simply Committee on Publication Ethics and World Association of Medical Editors, that is the WEM. And etc. is the word which is given by me here, that is meant for different manuals were created by the Korean government that will be discussed later on by me, and the University Grants Commission of Government of India has also been working on different aspects which are related to research and publication ethics. Nowadays, one course is also available on MOOC, Massive Open Online Course, a particular platform for the online courses for all scholars, all students all over the world. They can join that course also, no problem. Today, we will discuss this, the second heading, the principles which are being given by Committee on Publication Ethics and OASPA, Open Access Scholarly Publishers Association. And the third one is World Association of Medical Editors, WAM, and DOAJ, Directory of Open Access Journal. These four organizations clubbed together and they have prepared a document on this particular title or the topic: Principles of Transparency and Best Practices in Scholarly Publishing. Mean to say, as we all know, everyone has different kind of the philosophy. Sometimes we feel that I am okay, another is not feeling okay. Sometimes we say, okay, this document is being published by me, it is only and only my own. Sometimes it is not possible. As in yesterday lectures, we have elaborated and discussed that, for example, Mr. Heather has published a paper. And after 2 or 3 years, I came to know that Mr. Heather has documented some paragraph from my research paper. And I object that. Gentlemen, you have acknowledged my research work, then there is no problem. If he has not acknowledged my work, then I can create the objection. You have taken these 3 or 4 lines from my research paper, but you have not recognized my contribution. One, you have not acknowledged my contribution. Two, you have not given any kind of the reference or the under the heading of the bibliography. My name is absent, is not available here. Such kind of the questions will arise in our mind at the time of the publication, and we must convey, okay, if we are doing ethical publishing, then there is no question.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Abdullah, he won't join to meeting, but he can't now.
yeah. Okay,
Abdullah,
admit it.
Abdullah Lusama.
Okay, admit it. Gentlemen, admit
Okay,
it.
sir.
Thank you,
I
sir.
hope everyone has been enrolled in this, right? No problem. Continue. Yes, Mustafa.
Yes, sir.
Everything is okay?
Yes, sir. Everything is okay.
Okay. I hope all the students have joined today who are from the foreign side and Indian side also. Gentlemen, we were discussing about the principles, COP, WAM, etc. And these principles, this document is open before us. And under this heading, what we are going to elaborate? We are going to elaborate that we must be transparent. Any one of the document is being published by me, that must be published with all ethical values, with all points which are to be considered by me for the purpose of research. If I am not able to understand that this ethic has not been implemented, suppose you have not given any recognition to anyone. However, you have borrowed the document, you have borrowed the material from the other's person, but you have not recognized. It is unethical. On these topics, we have discussed many things in previous lectures. As I told you, everything is available on the YouTube channel. You can listen, you can watch, any query you can raise in the coming classes, no problem. And where we are today, under this lecture, we are going to discuss the principles of the transparency. On what part? On the part of the journals, on the part of the editors, on the part of the publishers. What they have to do? First one is website. A journal website, including the text it contains. What the journal has to demonstrate before the publisher, before the author, before the scholar, before the editor, before the reviewer. It is the responsibility of the journal or the editor of the journal that he or she has to create the website in the name of the journal, and where every type of the information which is related to the aim and scope, why we are going to publish this journal, and what is its relevance in the society, what is its relevance to the scholars, academicians, students, and general society. Everything must be available on the website. If it is not available, then we are not able to say that there is a principle of transparency is being implemented by that journal. The first point. Another point is, in case of the ISSN, that is the number, International Standard Serial Number. Every journal has a different number. Every book has the serial number, ISBN. In case of the journal, that is ISSN. In case of the book, it is ISBN. I hope it is very much clear and you have studied it a lot. The point is that if I am saying here under this heading where my mouse is scrolling, you see, in case of this, here is under this heading, ISN should be clearly displayed separate for print version and electronic version. Sometimes different journals, they issue both copies, e-copy as well as the hard copy they provide to the authors, to the society, for the readers, but both must have the different ISSN that will be clearly displayed. If it is common, they must mention on the website the ISSN number is same for the hard copy as well as the e-journal. Next one is the second principle of the transparency is name of the journal. Every kind of the journal name must be unique. It must be different from all. It will be not confusing with the others, not intermingling with the others. Therefore, it is very much necessary. Every journal must display the name of the journal on its website. Next one is peer review process. My dear scholars, as I have already discussed with you all, suppose I am an editor or the publisher of a journal. Mr. Heather submitted a paper to me. I have hidden the name of Mr. Heather, and the same document is being given by me to the reviewer. The reviewer does not know about the name of Mr. Heather, mean to say about the name of the author of that paper. As and when the reviewer will see that particular document and he or she will create any kind of the objection or the suggestion or the modification, if he or she recommends, then I will demand the corrections, modifications, suggestions from Mr. Heather. Mr. Heather will incorporate these suggestions in that paper, and after that I will receive it back. And the same paper is to be given to my reviewer to take the guarantee or to finalize the document. Is it having the worth of the publication? Yes, it can be published or not. If my reviewer is saying, okay, it is okay, now you can publish. That is known as peer review process. Every journal has different kind of the review process. Sometimes the blind review process, sometimes it is not blind review. Sometimes it is single person reviewer process, sometimes it is a committee review process. For example, a journal is there where two reviewers will sit together of different field, one from the English language, another from the commerce. They will sit together and they will see what is the worth of that paper, what kind of the corrections are to be made, is there any necessity or not. If yes, then go. The point is that the principle of transparency under heading 3 is saying every journal must display how you will submit the paper, in how many days it will be reviewed, and how many days you will modify, how many days are to be required for the publication. Everything must be date bound and the whole process must be displayed on the website. The third point is saying that. I hope everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, complete.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Point number 4, ownership and management. Information about the ownership, it means to say we must clarify who is the owner of that journal and who is managing the journal. Different aspects. It must be clearly indicated on the journal website. Sometimes different publishers are there. They convey to the editor, okay, you will manage the whole field of this journal. As publisher, we will just provide the ISS number to you, and now you have to arrange each and everything. For example, my Department of Commerce is willing to publish a journal in the name of the Journal of Finance. My university is the owner of that journal. My department is the manager of that journal. That must be displayed on the university website as well as on the website of the journal. Who is the owner of that and who is able to manage that particular journal. Next one is the governing body. Mean to say, how many recognized experts you have engaged in your governing body, whether they are literate or not. Maybe all are business persons. Maybe there is no any background of the research. But in case of the governing body of the journal, I have collected 10 people. Okay, that is my governing body, but no one is expert. That must be also displayed on the university website as well as the journal website. Next one is editorial team contact information. Where your editorial office is there, your registered office is there. What is the full address? For example, I am an author. I am willing to make a complaint to the editor of the journal, but contact information is not available on that website. What I will do? Nothing. That's why the principle of transparency is saying the editorial team or the contact information must be displayed on that. That must be declared on the journal's website. Because of the editorial team, along with the full name and affiliation, must be displayed on that. Next one is copyright and licensing. What it mean to say? How you will take the copyright from your authors? Are you retaining the copyright of these papers? For example, Mr. Heather will submit a paper to me and he is saying, as an editor to me, get it published. I authorize you. You can publish this document. But I have not taken the copyright from him. There is no any agreement. We did. What will happen? Mr. Heather can publish this document in the different journal. And a different journal can take the copyright from Mr. Heather. Then my publication is 0 and the another journal publication is okay. Therefore, it must be clearly mentioned on the journal's website. The pro forma of the copyright is this. And these are guidelines for the author. And you will fill the name of the copyright holder name all in the published articles. Who will have the copyright? That may be your articles in case of the HTML or the PDF. Any format may be there. That may be your hard copy or soft copy, no problem. But you must mention who will have the copyright of this document and who have been authorized to use the license for that document. It means to say, for example, in case of the books, you can understand easily this thing. Being an author, sometimes author keep their copyrights with them, but the license or the reference number or the ISBN is the number is taken from the publisher. Publisher is allotting the number to you, but in case of books, the license is given by the publisher, but the copyright you are retaining with you. For example, I just share one more information with you all. I hope everything is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One book I am showing you, Advertising Effectiveness. Dr. Kundo. These three books are available on the Amazon, standard with multiple scales. Authors my copyright to the Amazon. I just collect the royalty from them. Any kind of the addition, any kind of the deletion I can do at any moment without any information to the Amazon. I okay provide this. The point is that another book is available here, Market Competency in New World Trade Order, and the third one is there, and the fourth one is there. For example, we will take this example. The license is with Amazon and the copyright is with me. That is the point which is very much important for us. Where you are, the price is 449, including all Amazon Wishprint, Amazon Asia Pacific Holding Private Limited. I have sold this book as a license, no copyright. I have retained all copyrights with me. That's why I'm saying when you will deal such kind of the document, you must have to clarify which you are retaining with you, only copyright or the license. I hope clear is there. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Sanjana.
Yes, sir. Complete.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes when we submit the manuscript to the publisher, to the editor, to get it published in their journal, they demand a fee. Every journal must clarify, must display the amount of the fee on its web page. Hidden charges will not be there. The fee of the publications was that is rupees 1000, but through email it is demanded 12,000. It is wrong. It is not the principle of transparency. Some of the organization can do such kind of the bloody activities, but what I am going to say here, if we are following the principles of the transparency with an ethical situation or with an ethical intention, that must be declared, that must be displayed on the journal's website. Okay, you can demand rupees 12,000, but it should be displayed on the journal of the website. Okay, there may be the charges of the manuscript, publishing charges may be there, printing charges may be there, courier charges may be there. Okay, they can happen, but you must explain it before the author, before the publishing of the document. That is the fee, and you have to submit it. Now, point number 9, process of identification and dealing with allegations of the research misconduct. My dear scholars, as we are discussing these points in an elaborative manner, for example, you have published a document today after 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 3 years, after 20 years. Any kind of the question of the conflict of the interest or the copyright issue will create or may be created by anyone, knowingly, unknowingly. For that purpose, the journal must display its policy, how you will deal with that allegation. For example, after 5 years, a journal has published a paper and you find that the same paper has already been published in 2020, and after 2025 you came to know, okay, this paper has already been published in 2020, but in 2025 it is also there. One person or the author has created an issue and alleged that this paper is mine, this research is mine, it is not of his or her. At that moment, the journal must declare on its website what will be the frame of the policy, what are the regulations, how you will deal with that misconduct, how you will deal with that allegation if anyone propound it. Next one is publication ethics. What it mean to say? A journal has also have the policy on the publication ethics. As I told you earlier, our university has implemented a policy on academic integrity and publication ethics with effect from September 6, 2020. The point is that every journal must convey these things. What are your guidelines? How you will handle the complaints or the appeals? And how you will handle the conflict of the interest? And what are your policies for sharing the information with the others? For example, a journal has published a document in my name. I have published a document in a journal. For example, recently a paper is available on the research and publication ethics. As you can take an example. And after that, what the journal did, journal has shared that document with the ABASCO database, Taylor and Francis database, Springer database, Social Science Network database, SSN, without my permission. I objected that. Gentlemen, I have given the authority, given the copyright to you to publish this document in your journal only. And you are not authorized to share it without my permission everywhere. And you are selling my document without my permission. Why and how? That kind of the questions can arise. And these questions must be developed on the website as an FAQ, and that must be displayed on the journal's website, how you will deal with it. Next one is publishing schedule. Mean to say, it is a part of the citizen charter. Journal charter must be prepared. On which day you will submit, after how many days that will be shared with your reviewer, and you will get back from the reviewer how many days you require, and the maximum time for publication. And you can do an agreement. My dear scholars, I can share one more information with you all. I have sent a document, a paper, to a journal on September 2020. But they did not publish their document up to August 2021. In the month of the August, I sent an email to them. I have supplied a paper to you with an authority to publish it, but you have not published yet. One, or you have not informed me about the status of that paper. If you will not respond me within 1 week, it will be presumed that you are not interested in that paper to publish it, and the publication point of view, that paper is to be considered withdrawn on my part. Immediately the journal has reacted on it and they got published in the next month. Sometimes these questions will arise before you, and these kind of the allegation or the solutions are must be displayed on the journal's website. How you will deal it? Next one is access. Ways in which the journal or the individual article are available to the reader, or whether there are associated subscription or pay-per-view fee shall be started. As I told you, I have published a paper in a journal and the journal has shared that paper without my information to different databases. I objected before them. No, you are not authorized to sell it. I have given the copyright to use this document, to publish this document in your journal only. I can share this thing with your permission with different databases. If you are willing to share, you should get the permission from me also, because it is my document. Another one is archiving. How you will archive? Archive is simply an electronic backup or the preservation or the store of the access, you can say, journal content. As you know, in case of the medicines or the medical papers or the medical research, PubMed Central is a particular database or archive. Another one is for social sciences, that is CloakSS. Every journal must display on their website how you will retain that paper. In ancient time or the old times or in past, you can see before 1995, you can see or we can visualize or remember that different journals were clubbed together. They kept in bounding. After binding of the journals, they are kept in the stores or the bins in the libraries or in different organizations or in the office of the editor. But after 1995, most of the documents are being converted into e-mode, electronic mode, and they are being stored with the help of these softwares, these databases. In which database you will retain that paper? The journal must mention, must declare on its website. Another point is revenue source. Which model you are going to adopt? How much author fee will be there? How much subscription will be there for 1 year or for one article or one journal? Membership, you must mention it on your website. And what will be the cost of the reprint or the institutional pause? I am willing to purchase books from the publisher. As an university or the institution, we got 30% discount. But as an individual, no any discount is given to us. That must be displayed on the website of the journal. Publishing fee or the waiver status should not influence the editorial decision making. It means to say, it is very much important line. Fees may be low or may be high, but it will not give any kind of the bad impact on the reviewer process. If you will pay less fee, your paper will be reviewed more. If you will pay high fee, no revision is there, automatically published. No. It should not influence the editorial decision making. You must manage. Next one is advertising. What is the advertising policy there? Sometimes some journals include the advertisement on the last page or the cover page. It will be the part of that journal, yes or no. In case of the magazines, we all see, yes, publication is there, advertisement is there, but they have created a policy for that. Okay, 10% earning will be done from the advertisement, which we will borrow from our sponsors. Yes, no problem. But in case of journals, if such kind of the advertising policy is there, they must declare it on of that particular channel. Next one is direct marketing. If we are willing to solicitation of the manuscript that are conducted on the behalf of the journal shall be appropriate, well targeted, and unobtrusive. Mean to say there will be no any confusion. They must be clear, not vague. Information provided about the publisher journal expected to be truthful, not misleading. Mean to say every information when you will share with anyone, any stakeholder, that must be true. You will not mislead. It means to say you are not able to deceive anyone, and you are not try to deceive anyone. You must be fair. There will be no any biasness. Everything must be transparent. These are the principles of the transparency about the publication. It is a responsibility of the journal that they have to follow these things. My dear students or the scholars, as I have told you earlier, this document is available on the Publication Ethics COP guidelines. You will publish it or click it, you will open, and I will share these documents with you all. Another one is about the directory of the open access channel. Just I click here, you will see what is that. DOAJ. I must click on it also. Am I audible and visible both?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is the website regarding the COP, publicationethics.org. This document must be read by you. Different practices are there. And another one is directory of open access journals. What is that? It means to say that is a particular directory of all journals around the world are being published by different organizations, different publishing houses, different committees, different institutions, different universities, and different NGOs, etc., etc. Mean to say every stakeholder who have published any kind of the journal that is available here. If you will give the name of any journal, you just click here and different fields are there. Title, ISSN, subject, publisher, then search. You know very well the directory is having 80 languages, 130 countries, 1212 journals without APCs. Mean to say there is no any kind of the confusion regarding the publication ethics. And total is 17144 articles recorded, 6764477. If anyone is willing to the member of it, just log in, get yourself registered, prepare the formalities, then you can see what is that. As I told you earlier, if I am willing to search a journal of marketing, being a teacher or the student of the marketing, just I click. Different journals, different areas. For example, I just conveyed journal of marketing, but they have indexed 153 indexed journal, where the marketing word is being utilized in the name of the journals or in form of the journals. Suppose I'm taking here is education, International Journal of Experiencing Learning and Studies. The name of the journal you can search and see the ISSN number 25204475, that is print. As I told you, in case of the transparency of the journal, that must be displayed on its website, its print ISSN number or online ISSN number. Just we have to go to International Journal of Experiential Learning, go to its website. Maybe a problem. On this portal, ISSN, you can see here International Standard Serial Number. It is a particular database. Provide the ISSN to all journals. You can see this journal number is valid or not. If it is available here in its listing, then you can say okay. Otherwise, no. The name of this ISSN International Center. Last modification date 6/2 confirmed. Center responsible on the request. This is a journal which is listed on the center. Just click on it. The whole information is with you. You can just enter the ISSN number of any journal and you can search. For example, a journal is, if you all students have any kind of the journal, please give the name of the journal so that we can verify immediately at this moment. Just a minute. What I'm going to tell you, that any kind of the journal you can search from this place, whether it is authentic or not. A journal is with me, HSB Research Review, which is being published by Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar. I just put its ISSN number, search. And the information is available with us. HSB Research Review. I hope you got the information about the directory of the open access journal. Now, the next another website is there. Open Access Scholarly Publisher Association. What it mean to say? It is also a database which is providing the information about those journals, those associations which are available to access openly. There is no any confusion. You can just get their membership, how many conferences are going to held in the coming year or the past. You just see all the information. Webinars, conferences. You just click and you can see fully open access agreement and essential. The latest agreement is applicable up to 6th of the December. Open access events. If you are willing to join any kind of the blog or the event, previous event and the coming events, you can see. Just follow. And it is available on the website. To whom we have to contact. OASPA, Prince Willem Alexander, Hague, Netherlands. You can contact and you can take the information from this coordinator. Okay. Sanjana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next website is available with us. We have to share with you all because it is the principle of transparency lecture is going on. It is WAM. When you all are free, you have to visit all these websites to gather more information about that. It is related to the medical research, members and etc. regarding the COVID-free sources. And these are the events. 9 International Congress of Peer Review and Science. I mean to say most of the doctors are available here who share their views, who publish their document on the basis of the research. The name of this World Association of Medical Editors. See this thing. What is their relevance? That is established in 1995. Pronounced WAMI. Generally we say WAM. However, it is pronounced as WAME. It is non-profit voluntary organization, and these are the goals, aims and objective. It is under the principle of transparency. The members, these are articles, meetings, etc., etc. Everything is available on that. And to whom you have to contact, this is also available here. Send a message to Jos Florenza, MD Secretary WAMI. To WAMI, you can contact yourself. And these all are the parts and parcels of these principles of transparency. And this document is available on publicationethics.org. And this website is being created by COPE, Committee on Publication Ethics. These 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 organizations, they have clubbed together and they have created and they have collaborated their ideas to formulate and to prepare this document. With these words, thanks a lot. If any query, any question, you can ask.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You all.